People know in the chat, and here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the quarterfinals of ESL Open Cup Asia number 224. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Vitality. It is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player representing Basilisk. It is Reynor. Actually playing his main race. Let's go. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. So if you weren't here last week, I was concerned because Reynor did play a lot of Protoss last week in last week's Open Cup Asia. And to be fair, he did beat Solar with Protoss, so I was expecting another PvZ, but no, Reynor is going for his main race, going for a hatch first. Likewise, so is Solar. Mirrored builds for the time being. Let's go. Hatch gas pool out of Reynor. Soon to be a hatch gas pool out of Solar. Loading into Crimson Court. Crimson Court is going to be an interesting one for this matchup just because some of these fringe bases are a lot more difficult to gain access to, a lot more secure if we do expand in these locations. We could try to rush into the center base, but I imagine it's going to be so vulnerable here, especially in the Ling Bane phase of ZvZ. So I'm curious how our Zerg players will approach this. Again, both Reynor and Solar are very aggressive in this matchup. Solar, he was dubbed the Serral Slayer not too long ago, if you remember, in that season of WTL, where Solar was like the answer to Serral, the only player to bring him down. That was 2 seasons ago in WTL. So Solar, he has some killer ZvZ, but I know that Reynor is feeling confident in his Zerg as well. Leading into IM Katowice, he was very confident in his Zerg versus Zerg. So we'll see how it all comes together. And at least this time we're not seeing like a 12-pool drone rush, thankfully. A 12-pool drone pool. Which is also what we saw last week out of Reynor. As for now, we're just settling into our game. We're going to be droning up, saturating our bases. We have a handful of Lings on the way just to scout, just to get a read on what's going on. No major deviation yet. We're easing our way in. So from here, we should be... Oh, as Reynor does hit first, does shoot first. Solar has to back up, has to respect the army. Third base is being taken as we speak. Interesting, we are indeed taking these forward third bases. Okay. Bailey nests are on the way, and the question becomes, can we actually hold on to these center bases? There's that Bailey nest from Reynor. We should be seeing one from Solar momentarily. Oh, he's skipping the... Okay, bold move out of Solar. He skips the Bailey nest, going straight to Roaches instead. So Reynor, this is going to be a window. This is going to be a window where Reynor has Ling Bane and Solar only has Lings to defend. There's an opportunity. There's a big opportunity here for Reynor once he realizes what's going on. As he has yet to confirm the tech. Doesn't know what's happening. We have some Lings on the way. Lings are in production for both players. Overlords are being zoned back. It looks like Reynor is only making safety Banelings here on his side of the map. Dancing with the army. Yeah, Solar feigning aggression here. Going for the queen. Oh, trying to get on top of that queen, but the Banelings have finished up. We do zone him away. Roaches are in production, by the way. Roaches are in production. And Solar, he's getting away with it. Banelings are pushing forward. We're zoning Solar back, but here come those Roaches just in time. And the hatchery's under fire, but the Roaches, they arrive. They do make it here to the base, and we do hold. And Solar, he cut workers a little bit early on. He cut workers at 30. He's sending it. He's committed. Solar is committed with Ling Roach. And Reynor, can he defend? No Spine Crawler, only 2 queens. And we're going to deny mining here at the third base. And we don't just want the third. We could even go further than that. Yeah, we're going for the queens. We're trying to dive on those queens, and it looks like, oh, we barely don't get them. The queens, they do escape. Instead, we're settling for the third. Yeah, Lings are rushing in. Bailey's a little bit too far back. Good target firing at a Solar. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3, and he gets all 4 Banelings. No Banelings left. We get a full surround as well. We collapse on the Roaches, on the Queens. And that Roach lead from Solar, it's getting out of hand, it's getting out of control. Solar breaks on through, and there's almost nothing left. We're down to 2 Roaches left here for Reynor. You can see how hard the pendulum does swing once the Roaches hit the field. And we're getting to the mineral line. GG gets called, Reynor is broken, and Solar takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Again, Reynor, he did have like an opportunity to be aggressive with Lingbane against Solar, but he didn't know he had it. He didn't know that he could have potentially been aggressive there, so he was stuck on the back foot. He was stuck being a little bit more defensive, a little bit more passive, and with that, he wasn't able to punish Solar. Solar, he got away with his Roaches, and with that faster Roach tech, Reynor was caught with his pants down. He was caught with his pants down. GG, Solar does take a lead in this series, and he is 1 game away from advancing on into the semifinals. Oh boy, here we go. 1 more game is all Solar needs, and Reynor, he's up against the wall, and Reynor, he does not switch to Protoss. I can confirm we're sticking with Zerg. I do like this, to be honest. I like this because, at least in my mind, I like the idea of using these ESL Open Cups as a way to practice. Of course, I mean, there's money on the line, but as a way to practice and work on our matchups. And again, I do think that sometimes relying on off racing against Zerg is maybe not the best way to approach things. So we'll see. We'll see if we can bounce back. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our blue Zerg player representing Team Vitality, 1 game away from advancing on into the semifinals. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player representing Basilisk. Down in the series, can he bounce back? It is Reynor. Winding it back to the last game, shout out to Solar and his execution as well, his target firing with his Roaches to be able to focus down every single Baneling before they could even connect. Without those Banelings, there was nothing stopping the Lings. Without stopping the Lings, there was nothing stopping the flood of Solar just snowballing out of control, collapsing on Reynor. Just a really tense moment there, a really tense game. And now we find ourselves in game 2. Once again, Hatch Gas Pool. Standard openers here for both players. For both Reynor and Solar. Again, it wasn't just the execution, but also the fact that Solar, he did go for an all-in with 30 drones, and Reynor did saturate his bases a little bit more. He went up to 35, even took the gas at his center base, the exposed third, which meant that he had to fight out in the open. He had to fight out at the third, and again, it was a losing battle there. He was caught out in the open with his pants down. Exposed that, yeah. But I'm sure we're going to be seeing something quite different here in Game 2. We'll keep an eye on any earlier Roach Horns once again. Keep an eye on any early Roach Horns or any early tech. Seems that only Zerg can beat Zerg. I mean, I guess that's not the case. As a reminder, Reynor did beat Solar with his Protoss last week, which is what I was referring to. But yeah, sorry, if I didn't make myself clear, I was trying to say that I like the idea of Reynor this time not relying on his Protoss, just because I do think that Reynor improving with his ZvZ and gaining confidence in his ZvZ is going to be pretty important, especially when it comes to competing in GSL. Playing against players like Dark, Solar, competing against even Cyril, you know, when he goes back and competes in DreamHack Dallas. I do think that ZvZ is a matchup that Reynor does need to work on. How did I press? There we go. I was like, what have I done? I don't usually look at the units killed. Okay. It was like Control R or something. Anyway, here we go. We have our third bases on the way for both Reynor and Solar. getting into our third bases. This time, no one has skipped their Baneliness, but once again, Solar going for a hidden Roach Warren in the main base behind the mineral line. Oh boy, Solar once again going for a Roach Rush. And Reynor does not know. Reynor's in the dark. This time, Reynor, he's amassing Mortling Bane, so he does have a bit of a larger force to work with here, but no early Roach Warren of his own. He still has yet to determine what exactly Solar's up to, and Reynor, he's droning. He is droning up, and Solar, he's amassing roaches. As we speak, he's just building up that roach count, and he's going for another all-in. Uh-oh. We're going for another all-in, and Reynor still has yet to piece it together. Reynor still making another wave of drones. This is okay as long as he cuts workers now. He has a roach ward on the way. Reynor, he does hit the third, but the roaches are revealed. Now he knows. Now he knows what's been going on. That's going to be a kill on the third base. That will impact the larva. That will impact the production here of Solar. And we're throwing down Spine Crawlers. Spine Crawlers are on the way. Reynor, he now realizes how much danger he's in. But is it too late? Is it too little too late? Lings, they flood into the natural waste. We collapse here on top of the would-be Spine Crawler. It's going to be killed. The Baling. Baling zones Reynor away as well. He just can't engage. Reynor, he cannot engage. He's being zoned away. The natural waste has been compromised. We have broken through, and here come the roaches. And we're going to be able to camp the production. Yeah, we camp the natural base. We don't want to waste the Balings. We don't want to waste them. Roach reinforcements are coming in for Reynor. Can he somehow survive this? Can he hold on? Boys are being pulled. Balings are on the way. Good target firing out of Reynor. On the Baling! No! Big connection to the mineral line. Massive connection, and we have broken through, and with that may just be it. That may be too much. Solar getting his revenge from last week. He may have lost to Reynor's Protoss, but hey, he's here. He's back against his Zerg. Boys are being pulled, and so much damage being done. GG gets called. Solar, he does it. He does take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Solar. My condolences to Reynor, as the turns do table a very intense series, a very hectic ZvZ between the two players. Solar with different variations of all-in. Bear that in mind. Solar, he had a third base. He did show the Baneliness as well. He did a great job there at just hiding his tech, hiding his would-be all-in, and keeping Reynor in the dark. Reynor had no idea what was happening until it was too late. By the time when Reynor hit the third, when he killed the third, that's when he realized. That's when he saw all the roaches. And again, by then, the realization was too late. Late Roach Warren, I say late Roach Warren. The Roach Warren was thrown down later just because we didn't know we needed it earlier. Same with the Spine Crawlers. We just were not prepared for that all-in. And Reynor gets caught out. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Solar advances on. And we already have his next opponent. We have his opponent ready and waiting. It's going to be Solar versus Dark in a ZvZ. Let's go. The ZvZs, they continue, Bobby. They continue. And Solar, he gets his revenge. I mentioned before, but last week, Reynor, he eliminated both Solar and Dark from the tournament from ESL Open Cup Asia. This week, they both advanced on to the semifinals. They both have been able to have a bit of a deeper run here, and one of them is confirmed for the grand finals. One of them is confirmed for those finals. Who's it going to be? Dark or Solar? Dark or Solar? Up to you to decide. We're going to be opening a prediction.